Yo, AccuBass guy here. What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are outside because we're going to go through the AudioControl DSP Smart app together and show you guys how to set your AccuBass, in particularly with the sub. And this will apply the same way with the door speakers as well. So I'm using the DM608. This applies to the DM810. It'll apply to any of the amplifiers that has AccuBass. So this is how you are going to set it. So if you're using the computer app, I'm using a laptop. This is a Windows laptop. What you want to do is fire up your car. Make sure your DM respective amplifier or your processor is on. Plug it up with the USB and fire up the app. Once you are in the app, you want to go to output view. Now for me, I'm going to be focusing on channel output 7 and 8 or channel input 3 and 4 because that is my subwoofer. My car actually gives me full range to my rear speakers, so I don't need to do any kind of AccuBass necessarily to that, especially because I'm going to be cutting off a lot of frequencies, but my sub stops moving after a certain volume level, and that's what we're going to correct today. So we're going to go into the app right here, and once you get into the app, you want to run a pink noise. And a pink noise is like static to us. It's like a static sound. Pink noise is a little static sound through all the frequencies. So you can see on the RTA or real-time analyzer what's going on in real time. And so we're going to play our pink noise. I'll play it for a second. You're going to hear it. I'll play it for a second and I'll pause it so you guys can still hear me. So that's what the pink noise sounds like. And when I run that pink noise through the system, if you look at the RTA, you can see what's going on. So you can see those bars moving up and down, showing us that there is a frequency coming through the DM608 in my case. So how do we set the AccuBass? Well, go ahead and crank the levels all the way up. This is maximum level is a 15 dB boost to whatever frequencies you're trying to correct. So maximize the level here. And what you want to do is go ahead and maximize your threshold. You'll see the bars start to raise, and then after 10 seconds, it'll drop back down. Now, you want to go to your head unit, and you want to start turning up the volume until you start to see the frequencies aren't moving anymore. So for me, that number is 54, 55-ish out of 63. And so I'm going to go to my head unit, and I'm going to turn that volume up. So I'm going to leave the screen, but you guys can still hear me. I'm going to play that pink noise, and I'm going to turn the volume up until I start to notice that the bars aren't moving any higher. Let me go ahead and do that for you. So I found that that number is more around 48, 49. So I'm going to back it down to about 45 or 46 and kind of get it activated early. So now that we know what number on the radio my sub stops moving, we want to go back to our threshold and we want to back that bar down until we see that 15 dB of boost pop back up. So that's what we're going to do. Let me play the sound. You guys are going to hear it with me. Here we go. There we go. Now we see, I put my threshold here. Let me bring the screen up a little bit. I put my threshold down and we saw those bars start to rise back up 15 dB of boost. That means my threshold is now set. Now we can leave it and forget it. So now from this point, we don't want a 15 dB boost of bass all of a sudden just coming out of nowhere. So now we can set our levels to a more desirable sound. So I'm going to play that pink noise again, and I'm going to turn my levels down to a more environmental friendly sound. There we go. So now my levels are set. So now they're more in line with the rest of the frequency volume. So that's how you set your threshold, and that's how you set your level. So now when every time I hit that volume knob around that 45, 46 number, the AudioControl will kick on the AccuBass so that I restore the bass that I'm losing at that threshold. So now I have bass throughout the entire volume knob, regardless of what my stereo is trying to conserve. So that's how you set your level and your threshold on your DM respective DSP. One more time, come to the output view or dashboard view. You want to play a pink noise. crank your levels all the way up, crank your threshold all the way up, and then go to your head unit, turn the volume up until you start to see that those bars aren't increasing with the volume. Once you find that number, come back to your threshold and start to back that down until you see those bars shoot up again. That means that your threshold is active. You can also see the green light pop up under active. That also lets you know that the RTA is working, or that the AccuBass is working. Once you do that, then go back down your levels at a more respectable volume so that you're not blasting yourself at 47 on the volume knob every time you reach there. So that's how you set your AccuBass. Pretty simple and easy to use. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you go back and watch my other video. I'm going to go through the entire app all together and show you guys how to use the entire app. So if you haven't seen that video, make sure you go back and watch that video. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you next time. AccuBass guy out. Peace.